Hey guys, and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today I will show you what I invested in, and it is maybe the most insane investment you could ever do on FIFA. With this method, you could make from 250,000 coins 6 million coins in potential in less than a few days. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I invested in, how you could invest in it, and what the potential risks and profits are. But before I explain everything about this investment and how you can make potentially 6 million coins, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoy the content or if you want to see more of this. And let's get into it. Okay guys, here we are. This is my investment, and this is the investment where you could potentially make 6 million coins with, and hopefully you could even do that in a few days. What I did, I picked up every player of the Libertadores and Sudamericana League in the game. There are a total of 1,250 players. You probably pack them loads of times and they're not worth much. And that's true. They are right now very cheap. Sometimes they're used in SBC and they rise up a little bit in price, but in general, they're as cheap as it can be. There are just so many players of them. As I said, 1,250. Why would it be worth much, right? Well, I'm going to show you why it's worth investing in them. Okay, here we are. This is how I found out about this method. This is the database of FIFA 21. And here are all the special cards of those leagues that I invested in. And if we pick a random one, we can just check the price. And over the year, they stayed quite low, but they have spikes of like 3K, 4K. Here even one of, how much is this? 7K. Of course, at the end of the year, less people play it, so that's not really relevant. But you see that they go up a lot. If we take a random silver one, you will see the same thing. They usually are around their low point, around 300, 400, 500 coins. But when they are necessary for an SBC, they go up to 2K. Here 3K. Here even 4.5K. And that is with every single one of them the case. We can choose this one, for example. Here, constantly low, low, low. But it has a spike here of 5K. It has a spike here of 5.5K. Here it's even 10K. And this is the whole reason why I bought them. Because they fluctuate. The reason that they went up is because of these SBCs. Whenever games are played in these tournaments, EA decides to throw out some SBCs around them. For example, in 2020, they had this one, a repeatable SBC, where you need 11 of those players to complete. Here as well, here as well, here as well, here as well. So to do the entire SBC package, you needed to trade in 55 of those players. It was repeatable. You got like a 25K pack and some other packs in it. And people did them. Especially because they're repeatable and because you get decent packs from it. People were doing them. They had a lot in the club, so they just did some. But you also needed some more players because not everyone had around 50 players in their club. So people were buying them. There were some good players in packs. So people kept repeating them. They went up in price. Some even went to 10K, some went to 5K. And that's the whole reason why I invested in them. Because this weekend and next weekend, they will play the finals of these tournaments. And I expect that they will drop some SBCs around them. I don't know in what kind of concept they put it. Is it going to be similar to this? Maybe. That's what they usually do. But you never know. Maybe they do something different with it, but the players are in the game. So they're going to do something with them at some point this year. So if we check back to the FIFA 22 players and you click a random one, right now they're super cheap. Most of them are cheap. Some are maybe used in SBC, are a little bit more expensive, but most of them are cheap. And I bought them. I bought them all. I literally bought one of every single one of them. It doesn't cost me any space in my club. No transfer list that gets filled up. it just gets into my club and I won't notice it. Yes, it is a little investment, but the potential is great. And even then, they still sometimes go up in price. So even the worst case scenario, if they don't drop any SBC, if they don't do anything with it the entire year, at some point in time, you can sell them off for more. If we look at today, he is quite steady around 650 to 850. So if you buy them at the low price of 650, 700, you can still make 100 coins profit. And if you have 1250 like I do, and you make only 100 coins profit a card, it's still 125k. So after tax, 120k profit. So it's a no risk investment that you do. Okay, so what are the different scenarios? First of all, how much did I pay for all 1250 players? Well, I paid an average of 300 coins per card. That includes the few golds that are in there, all the silvers and all the bronzes. The bronzes usually you buy for 200 coins or 150 if you do it on bid. The silvers are around 300, 350, and the golds are around 600, 700 current prices. With the average of 300 coins that I spent on it per card, brings my total spent coins on 375,000 coins. That is a lot of coins, but if I look at what you could potentially get out of it, for me it's worth it. I make those coins basically in 2 or 3 days trading, so it's fine. It's worth it for me. But how could you do it? And could you do it cheaper than I did it? The answer is yes. You could buy all 1250 players for a total amount of 250,000 coins. I'm 100% sure that is possible. It just takes some more time. There are 3 different methods that you can use to buy these players. And I will show you all 3 of them. First, I will show you the method that I used, and that is kind of in the middle between coin efficient and time efficient. It still costs a lot of time, but it makes sure that you get all players. So what I did, I literally just looked up the name of every player. So I searched 1250 names. I looked them up. This is a silver, so I look at the prices of 300 coins. This one, for example, has a lot of 1 of 300 coins, so you can just buy one, put it in your club, don't look at it till the SBC comes out or till you really need coins and you're gonna sell it. This is what I did with all 1250 players. But of course, I also had some packed already, so there were already some in my club. So sometimes I bought one and then I have it as a duplicate, which is not a problem because I will just sell it on for more or for the same price. It doesn't really matter. It saves me time to not look in my club. Okay, which one do I have already? No, I just go on FUTBIN, look at the list of players, and I buy every one of them. With that, I spent 375,000 coins, but you could do it cheaper. What you could do is, for example, with the same player, instead of buying it, you look for the open bid. What's the cheapest open bid that's possible? Well, that's 250. Because it's a silver player, 250 is the lowest. If it's a high rated silver player, 300 is the lowest to bid on. And you just bid on it. It saves you 50 coins. But on 1250 players, that's more than 60k coins already. But with the way I did it, I sometimes paid 350 or 400 or even 500 coins for a silver player because I didn't feel like bidding on all of them. So on average, I think you could easily save 100 coins per card in comparison to what I spent. And that is a total amount of 125,000 coins cheaper than I did it, which brings you on 250,000 coins. If you think those methods are too time consuming, you don't want to fill out every name and you don't want to bid on all of them or buy all of them, you could do it also a kind of easy way. You won't have them all 1250 in your club, but you will probably have a few hundred after this. What you could do, you go to quality, you go to Sudamericana, you search on it, and you just look at the price. Okay, I'm gonna bid 150, then I get all the bronzes. You're gonna bid 150 on all of them, and you see how many you win. You put them all through your club, and the one you have as a duplicate, you sell on for 200 coins, or maybe even more if they're worth more. That way you already make profit out of this method, plus you have a bunch of players in your club. If you want to do this with the silver players, you move this up to 250 or 300, and you look at every rating that is above 64. So this 65 rated player, you can bid 250 on it. And you go down the line. You try to find others that are higher rated. This one as well. You know what? I'm gonna bid on it, see how much it goes for, and we will see. You can do this with all players. This one, this is a silver player. I'm gonna bid 350 on it. You could get it for 300 potentially. If you keep the prices in mind, also of the golds, you have it for the cheapest price possible and you cannot go wrong. Worst case scenario, you discard them for a little bit less, or you sell them for the cheapest on the market and you only lose tax, or you can even make a little bit of profit if they're worth more. Well, in this case, I bid on 2 of them. I won both of them. This one I won for 350 coins. Either just put them in your club. As you can see, I have them both because I have all players. You can just compare the price. If you have it as a duplicate, you see what is the cheapest on the market. So far is 800. If I put this up for 700, it will sell, and I doubled my coins already with this. And let's check this one as well. 600 so far, cheapest. And there's again 5 minutes in, one of 300. It will sell. So I'll put this up for 400, and I almost tripled my coins with this. Okay, so let's now talk about how much time does it cost to buy all players and what's the potential profit. Earlier, I already said there's a potential of 6 million, but what is realistic, what is worst case scenario, and what is best case scenario? First of all, how much time did it take me? Probably around 6 hours, I would say. I did it in between stuff. I was watching some YouTube, I was listening to some music, and I just did it in the background. I had 2 screens open, one with all the player names on FUTBIN, and one with my PlayStation on, with FIFA on, and I bought all the players. How much profit can you make? Because usually me as a trader, I could make around 100,000 coins every hour if I try hard. Potentially more, but let's say on average 100k coins. So with this method, so far, I didn't gain any money yet. I didn't gain any coins yet, but I spent 6 hours where I could potentially have made 600,000 coins. So is this worth it? In my opinion, yes. Because worst case scenario, there won't be any SBCs, the players won't go up in price because of it, and you have to ditch them somewhere down the line. You could either use them in an SBC, because you bought them for the cheapest price possible anyways. You can sell them when they are used in an SBC and they go up in price, like the spikes that you saw in the graphs that I showed you. Or you just sell for minimum price, so basically the price that you bought it for. Either way, you're gonna make profit out of it. Because if you combine those different things, it makes your life easier doing SBCs. You can always sell when they're around 1k or above or whatever the price is, or you just can get your money back and maybe you lose tax, but probably you don't because you can always sell for more than you initially bought it for, since you bought it at the absolute lowest price. So the worst case scenario, you play around even or make 100, 200,000 coins profit. That's what I think is the worst case scenario. Then we go into the realistic scenario. That is that all players will be an average of 1,000 coins. I think that is very well possible if they drop an SBC. You already see when they don't drop an SBC that they can be worth 1k, 2k on certain days. When an SBC drops, where these are necessary, they will all go to a certain price. You can see it right now with other SBCs where you need Eredivisie players for example, the cheapest one on the market is 700 coins. They will all go with it. So I think 1k is possible. I think that's actually very achievable. And with selling it for 1k, 50 players, you have 1.25 million coins. After tax, that's like 1.2 million coins that you have. I invested personally 375,000 coins. You could probably do it for 250,000 coins. So you could potentially make 1 million coins profit if they just drop an SBC and they go to 1k. It is something that I think will happen eventually. If it doesn't happen during this weekend or next weekend when the finals are, next year they're gonna do the cup again and they will have qualifiers and semifinals and whatever. They always drop those SBCs, and I really think they will do that this year as well. So if they don't drop it this weekend or next weekend, they will drop it somewhere else next year. If you can miss the coins, just do it. But what is the best case scenario? Obviously, best case scenario is that they all go to 10k. they drop an insane SBC where even if you drop in 11 of them for 10k a piece, it's still going to be worth it. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but there will be some point in time where you could sell a few for 10k in the hype. But obviously they're not going to all sell for 10k, because if that would be the case, we will make 12.5 million coins profit. Well, that's not going to happen. In my opinion, best case scenario is that they all go to 5k. If we look at the graphs of last year and we just clicked on a few, we looked at the graphs, and there were always some points where they were around 5k. And 5k is the average of the day. It means that they were higher, but they were also lower that day. And the average of that is 5k. So I calculate with a 5k, and I think it is possible at some point in time that you could sell most of them for 5k if you're having the perfect timing. If you actively, when the content drops, you're at your console and you can sell them right away if necessary, then best case scenario is 5k a piece. What does that mean? 6 million profit. As I said in the beginning, 6 million profit is possible with just investing 250,000 coins. Obviously, I will hope that the last one will be the case, that they will all go to 5k and I can sell them for that price. Most likely it won't happen. I think I will make somewhere between 1 and 3 million coins profit if I look realistically how it usually goes. I won't be always at my console, so I will miss some time frames where you could sell them for a lot, but I think that's very well possible. So if you see this video and there's no SBC out, or if the SBC was already out and you watch this video now, after the SBCs are gone, the prices will drop again. Just do it again. Just do this method again. That's what I will do. When there is an SBC, I will sell them all. I will try to sell them for as much as possible, but I will get rid of them. And then when the SBC is over, I restock, because we saw in the past years that they always drop those SBCs multiple times, because now is the final, but next year they will also play and they also drop them then. So I'm just going to restock. And if I make profit on this, it's just free money that I invest again. And if this happens a few times, and let's say it's the best case scenario, we can make 3 or 4 times those 6 million coins. And then the last thing I want to mention, I just bought 2 players. I showed you how to do it with how much you should buy it for. So the bronze ones for 150, the silver ones for 250 or 300, and the gold ones for like 500, 600, maybe 700. If you don't want to invest in it, if you think that's too much money to invest for such low players and you don't want to take that time, you can also trade with these players. Just as I did, just bid on every one of them for the prices I just mentioned, and you will make profit on almost every one of them. You can literally make probably 100,000 coins profit if you do this an entire hour. I have to try it out. I didn't try it an entire hour yet, but what I saw with all the duplicates that I won, I made a lot of coins. I had a few that I bought for 150 or 200 coins, and I was able to sell for 1k. So that's also a trading method that you can use. I'm gonna show that on my stream this weekend as well. So if you enjoyed this content, if you want to check out more of what I do, if you want to ask questions, you can leave it in the comments down below, or you could head over to my Twitch, which will be in the comments down below. And yeah, just ask me whatever you want, and I'm gonna look on the market, check the prices, and let's see how we could make more profit. Once again, if you like the video, if you like this method, if you learned something from it, please drop a like and a sub. And yeah, I would appreciate that really much, and I will make more and more content the more people like it. So thank you for watching, have a nice day, and hopefully talk to you soon.